right there on the, where y'all enter on the confront. And then you'll come in and be one. So, 3.
Cum Sancto Spiritu in gloria.
Try it again.
Cum Sancto Spiritu in gloria Dei Patris in gloria Dei Patris.
Sorry.
Let's just do that last amen. Top 76. Here's your notes. Okay, go back. 64. Right? So the bases are coming in first. Why don't we do the soprano and no, the alto and tenor line?
Jason, I want you to go to the bass.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Basses and tenors. Why don't you sing the tenor line for right now, and then sopranos and altos sing the alto line.
Ms. Franklin, what measure are we on again?
64. Sorry.
64.
Page 70. Measure 64. I don't have that same.
Okay, so
Page 74,
Measure 74, measure 64.
So we're coming in.
see it now.
Here's your notes.
This is actually good practice because this is very similar, if you've done youth choir, to the 13-year-old boy. I can't tell you how similar it is. So how you handle this is good practice for you. Okay? Because what is his main objective? To see how much time he can cause
I looked over
to
and
be
he was on
wasted.
page 64.
As he's still doing.
All right. Here's your notes. 1.
All right, you're doing fine. I'm not going to make you keep doing that. I think your plan was fine. I like the work backwards thing. I don't know if we talked about that in your class. I know I talked to the other class, but research actually does show that that's a better method for retaining everything if you work from back to the front. So I don't know if that's why you were doing it or if that's something some of your directors have done in the past.
Yeah, it's just what directors have done in the past and what I've done.
Yeah. Well, they probably know about that research. So it's a smart... Sometimes we do things because, well, that's the way my teacher did it, and that's fine. But especially if you know something that the research backs up. So, for instance, I couldn't say that about solfege. Even though solfege is my favorite, there's no research that shows that solfege is superior to sight singing numbers. But this is something where there is research to show that it helps with retention to go back to front. The only other thing I'd say about that is you didn't seem totally confident with... I mean, like you knew where you were going to go, but it just didn't seem like, okay, we're going here. When you started, you were very confident from the time you did the warm-ups, but when we got to like breaking this down, it was a little bit more hesitant. So that would be my only criticism there. Now, in terms of conducting, this is like the scariest piece in the world to look up. Why? Why are you so scared to look up? Why is anybody conductor scared?
Because I don't want to miss my...
So much going on, you feel like you're going to get lost. And I understand that. But you're going to have to take that risk. You got a lot of the entrances I was watching. That was good, okay? And again, even though I have said this numerous times, particularly on this piece, I love that this is in the Fenton book because I think it is such a good piece to sort of get a read on where we're at in our progression as conductors. So many times when you're working with a conductor, you think how good I'm doing. This is the way it was for me all the way through my master's. I really determined how well I was doing based on did I get all the entrances. If I marked all the entrances and I got all the entrances, A. Okay, so it totally messed up my world when I got to a place where that wasn't good enough. And it was sort of like, What are you doing? Why are you only doing that? As though that were the only thing that's happening there. So I think you've got the entrances. I don't think that's an issue. I want you to look up more, but I also want you to think about last week, what did we talk about on this piece? What was the main thing we talked about related to conducting? Two ideas. So a good place to test how you're coming along with two ideas. I think this is one of the hardest entrances in this piece. It's top of 73. For us, it's measure 55. It's measure 55. Let's see. Oh, she's got some score analysis here. I can't wait to see this for the other guys. Good. You got some good score analysis. You might use some color. Well, you do some underlining of words. That's good. All right, let's see. Maybe you mark something there to say idea 1 and idea 2. But let's see how you do communicating those two ideas. Do you want to get into it at 50? Why don't you start at 50?
What is 50?
But what I'm going to really watch for the two ideas is it measure 55.
Can we just go at measure 50? Because that's a page turn for me.
Where do you want to go?
53?
Sure.
Piano,
That's going to be hard for them, but that's cool. Or you want to just pick up with piano. All right.
Yeah, pick up with piano.
Okay.
Where?
But I'm starting measure 54 with the piano.
Oh,
Okay.
for others in the three, not all.
Yeah.
Sorry. Like I probably.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right.
Are you giving us
You're
the
not starting on 1, are
It's
you?
a, that would be
No.
full.
oh
Yeah,
okay
I'm starting on 3, 4.
and the 55? Pick up the 55.
I have measure 50. That's measure 54.
I was at the beginning.
Where the guys come in.
So now you have to make this decision as a conductor. And this happens to me all the time. Sometimes it is worth it persisting to make a point that if I say we're going to start at this place, we're going to start. Sometimes, though, I haven't been clear about what beat we're starting on. And that might be the case here. It appears to be.
Right.
Sometimes it really is not a good place to start. So you might reconsider going back to measure 50.
Okay. Measure 50. Right on the entrance.
Okay.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I didn't see it.
Okay, stop. All right, how'd you do on getting the two ideas?
I wish I could have made them more different.
Okay?
Does that make sense?
Yeah, think
Make
about
the
that.
contrast different between
Right.
the two.
Yes. Good.
But
Good. Think about that. Next week you have a chance to do that. All right, next person.